Right.
I wanted to move into game news.
Ooh.
Because EA hates the Nintendo Switch, says Shigeru Miyamoto is an idiot, and they want to kill him. They didn't say any of this, by the way. I'm just kidding. So EA...
And then they put his name on a loot box and sold millions
Absolutely.
of them.
The loot box was shaped like a, what do you call it? Like a tombstone.
Yeah, it was,
It said, open this, Miyamoto. It was a tombstone with his name and a middle finger engraved on it.
Dude.
So in all seriousness, EA... I don't think they dislike the Switch, really. But they came across with this mightier than thou attitude of like, listen, we put our games places people want to play. And it felt really weird to me. I'm clicking around to actually open up the link to this. Because this is from an article from Game Informer. It's actually from July 31st, so I understand we are a few days behind on talking about this. It's a slow news week.
Yeah, it is.
Real slow. To the point where you have to complain about Captain Marvel for half an hour.
Yeah, we did.
To pad out your podcast.
We really did, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. We're making a new podcast, the Captain Marvel Sucks podcast.
Yeah, dude.
Every week, we're talking about one new reason why Captain Marvel sucks. We're going to dissect 5 minutes, do an hour and a half podcast on that 5 minutes.
And it's going to be great. Subscribe.
If
Let
you
us know
see
in the
that
comments.
clock in the background, that clock called me misogynist. This is reason number 12 why Captain Marvel sucks.
Yeah, dude, it was
We're just
symbolic.
going to make things up.
I really appreciated it.
So, EA CEO John Riccitiello had stood on stage. This is how the Game Informer article started, by the way. They're talking about how he was at the Nintendo E3 stage in 2011, and he was talking about how they were working with Nintendo for the Wii U, which, yikes, that thing is dead as a doornail, has been for a long time. And this whole thing didn't do very well. The Wii U did not do well at all, and EA was reluctant to work with Nintendo after this. I guess I get that. However, look at how much the Switch has made in money and sold in consoles. Like, it's really silly to hold on to that mindset. Because EA was actually doing an earnings call. This was last week here. And an investor had asked them basically, why isn't The Sims on Switch when it's on other consoles? And he had this whole lengthy statement where he goes, anytime we're evaluating platform conversations, we are really looking at a couple of things. One, does the game really fit the profile of that platform in terms of the control or the community ecosystem? Which one were you talking about? The community ecosystem?
What does that even mean?
What do you mean? Because there's different communities on this platform playing different things. The community ecosystem of Call of Duty on the PS4 is not the same as the community ecosystem of Uncharted 4 on the PS4. It's not.
Completely different.
There might be some crossover of, like, you and I might play both.
Sure.
But that's not going to be the overwhelming majority. That's really silly.
A side question. Does it seem, like, to me it seems that EA just wants to be the villain, dude. Like, they keep saying...
like going all in
and
on
they're
it.
just embracing it at this point. Because they keep saying and doing things that are
stupid.
just annoying. And they make headlines because they're annoying. Like, they're just dumb statements. Or they're just taking advantage of people. So, I mean, EA has just gotten to a point where everything they do is like...
scrutinized and hated.
There they go again.
Yeah,
EA,
what a bunch of idiots.
That's EA
And
doing EA stuff.
you know what's funny? EA is a company that could make incredible games.
Yes.
But chooses to go this direction of monetizing everything to the point of hurting the experience, which no one cares if you monetize your game. Some people do. Some people don't want any monetization element in it. Fine. But the overwhelming majority does not care if it doesn't hurt the experience of the game. The problem with EA is they go so far overboard, it always hurts the experience of the game. And look at how much they are slamming down on sports fans.
They're making more money on like packs and loot boxes themselves than they are on actually selling the games.
Yeah.
If that that was just reported within the last month or two.
Yeah, especially in FIFA.
In FIFA especially, because it's worldwide. I mean, obviously FIFA is the most, soccer is the most popular sport. So
Football, please.
Football, disrespectful. So then it's making tons of money because it's worldwide, and people buy these packs obviously because it's literally gambling. and so these kids would buy packs.
Careful there. We don't want to get sued there. It's not gambling at all.
Yeah, right, allegedly.
Not at all gambling.
Allegedly.
Not even in the slightest.
So then they're making more money off of like in-game currency than they are off of a $60 video game being sold to someone, which is a crazy thing to think about. Like, say 60 million people, which is, I mean, that seems like really high. Let's say like that many people buy FIFA. Like, you made more money.
Actually, I don't think that is that high.
Really?
Keep talking.
Yeah, but no, it seems like no, it is. Where like say that many people bought the game, they spent more than $60 on average on packs than the game. I mean, really. I mean, I'm not really making a ton of sense, but you get what I mean.
No. I do. I mean, like, so something too is that FIFA 19 suffered because of some of their business practices, but FIFA 18 in the first week sold almost 6 million units. So over the lifetime of these games, that's not. I don't know about 60 million.
Yeah, 60 million's high.
I am saying, like, they sell millions and millions and millions and millions of units.
Right.
They do make a lot of money off of that, but they make a lot more off of, let's say 10% spent $500 on loot boxes in that year. That is an insane amount of money.
That's so much money.
Like, that's way more than you'd be making off the sales.
And
so
there's
it
been
does
way
make
more
sense.
than that. Like, if you watch like streamers and stuff, like every other video, they're buying $100 bundles and spending a half hour opening packs.
Part of that is these countries that allow that to be written off as a business expense. It probably shouldn't.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, because there's a lot of countries. I don't know about the United States. I've seen some conflicting information on it, but especially in the UK, there's streamers who can buy like $500 in FIFA Ultimate Team packs, right? And then write that into the English government and say, like, this is a business expense because I'm a full-time streamer, and, like, this went into my business.
Oh.
That probably shouldn't be... You probably shouldn't be able to do that because it's an unnecessary business expense.
It's interesting,
Because you don't have to buy those.
No, you don't.
For your business. It's not like I am a business that sells... I'm trying to think of something here. Hamburgers, so I need to buy 500 cows today and slaughter them, right? It's not like that.
Right.
It's like, I play FIFA, I'm gonna buy all these packs and write it off.
Right. Yeah.
You don't have to, but that has helped them because that gives them free publicity for those packs because people, like kids especially, see, oh man, he opened it up and he got Ronaldo Vigavalli. From
Vigavalli?
I don't know.
That sounds like an Assassin's Creed character.
I don't know
dude.
football people, dude. I'm not a big fan. He got Ronaldo Vigavalli from the United States Alps team. I want that guy, man. And they'll go out and buy that. They'll buy a bunch of packs because they saw that streamer did good and they want that thing.
It's advertising technically, yeah.
And that's like after the fact that the streamer just spent $500 on packs.
That's a good point.
On their own.
Yeah.
And just because they get that money back from the government doesn't mean EA gives it back to the government. It means the government gives you a tax refund for that much money, and EA got that money from you. You just got it back from the government. EA still got all that money. So that's a double win for them. That's great for them.
Well, and to even go back to your point, too, like, with them making all of that money, they should be able to put that back into their games. And make
or some of it.
Or at least some of it. And make crazy video games that are just, I mean, mind-blowing. You would think. With
but
the
why
budget,
would you put it back in your game if you could pocket all of it?
And yeah, because they don't... There are... And tons of people know this, too, that, like, really, when you get a new, like, say, NHL 20 or Madden 20... Really, for the most part, you're just getting updated rosters and, like, some touch-ups to game modes. Really. You're not getting a brand new video game. You're getting a template with a few differences in that template. So, really, they're not even putting in time to say, like, you know, like, for example, compared to a God of War or a Uncharted, where, sure, they have templates, but, like, the new God of War basically was a brand new video game.
Yeah, totally ground up, rebuilt. It's not even the same combat as 3 or 2 or 1.
No, and, like, but EA isn't doing that, and they're charging still $60 every year for essentially the same game.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, not to... we're just ragging on people today. But I mean, really, it is.
Well, that's what we do.
It's a good time.
I mean, what else are we gonna do?
Not much. Dude.
We can't make anything, so we're gonna take everybody down a peg who can.
Dude, yeah, that's how we do things.
We're haters. We're sour grapes. I've got 2 sour grapes right here.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, they're nice. Anyways, so
one of them's my Adam's apple. You figure out the other one.
Oh, I got confused, dude. But no, it's stuff like that where I mean they genuinely it's frustrating because they could make incredible video games.
They could,
like Star Wars Battlefront, the first one with all the money that they made. That game should have been crazy.
Or 2 should have been even better.
It should have been.
And 2 has finally become a good game, and no one cares.
Yeah,
because it just took so long.
It took way too long.
And they had also said too, that do we think the community playing on that platform, and they're not saying the Switch, but they're talking, hypothetically or rhetorically or whatever, and they're talking about the Switch. Do we think the community playing on that platform would appreciate the game to go there, or would they prefer to play it somewhere else? Because they were talking about how other people, they were implying that basically people who have a Switch have these other consoles or PC or whatever. One, that's not entirely true, like you pointed out. Because if I buy my kid a Switch, it doesn't mean I also bought him an Xbox One, a PS4, and a PC. Maybe I just bought him a Switch. That's all he's got. And 2, like I pointed out to you, Saints Row the Third just got ported to the Switch, and it's selling. People are buying old ports. Doom 1 got ported to the Switch, and it's selling. And they don't run perfectly. They don't. They are inferior ports because the thing doesn't have the power for, 60 FPS on everything.
Right.
That's the tech. It's still selling. You're an idiot. That's what are you talking
And he's the CEO.
Even if the game was not as good, if it was the worst on Switch out of any platform, but still really fun, there's plenty of people who would buy it just to play it on the go, because they don't want to lug around their laptop with them everywhere. If they have a gaming laptop, they can't lug around their gaming desktop everywhere. That's really annoying. You can't bring it on a plane. You can't.
It's literally a good chunk of Nintendo Switch consumers.
It's portable.
It's portable. Like you said, there's kids that game on the way to school. There's traveling adults who are, say they're traveling for work, doing a lot of, back and forth overseas or something.
Yeah.
Long 10-hour airplane
ride. They have a 10-hour flight, and then they get there, and they're going to be busy for the next 30 hours, like with business meetings. They're not going to hook the Switch up to the TV in the hotel room. They're going to play it on the plane.
That's right.
That's the time they have.
That's the niche you're dealing with. So to say, well, I don't know. I feel like they've also all got PS4s, or they also all have Xboxes or something. I mean, you're not understanding the market, and you're just saying things to say them.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
The only thing that he said that made sense was basically that because The Sims has a huge library of user-generated content that users have made too, that he thought maybe the online infrastructure of the Switch couldn't handle all that. Okay, fine, the Switch isn't a perfect online infrastructure.
Okay.
That doesn't mean the base game couldn't work on your system.
Yeah, right.
It doesn't mean that at all. I don't know. So I'm going to take something like, we talk about Arkham all the time. I'm going to take Arkham Origins, for example. Let's say Arkham Origins was going to be put on the Switch, right? Let's say that the online for Arkham Origins wouldn't work. So there wasn't going to be a multiplayer. There's still people that would buy it to portably play Arkham Origins, the story mode.
Yeah.
They would buy it. So for you to just say,
the game.
Yeah, for you to say this one element, the user-generated content, not working, or maybe not working, which, by the way, if you're a game developer and your company's worth billions and you can't figure out how to make that work, you suck. So, first off, that's on you. You're an idiot.
Right.
But second off, let's say that couldn't all work. The game still could work. It's just a dumb statement. That's it. That's all I've got. You're an idiot.
That's it, yeah. I mean, really, in summary, yeah.
I don't know.
A dummy dumb.
Unless you want to sponsor the podcast, then I will jump in front of a bullet to defend your decision.
We'll do anything for you. You will be my father.
Yes, 100%. CEO Andrew Wilson, here's all I'm saying. Maybe we take a paternity test. Maybe I get a little bit of my own Arby's sauce in that paternity test, and it turns out we're related.
Yeah.
Maybe I love you now, and you've made no bad decisions ever in your life.